Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to continue to do the individual tarot readings for IKON members. Today I'm going to do June's. I hope, is it June or June? I think it's pronounced June. I know his real name is not June, but I believe his stage name is pronounced this way, like the month June. So I'm going to refer to him as that way, and if I'm mistaken, please, I'm sorry. So I'm going to talk a bit about his energy, which I'm a bit confused because I was looking for his birth chart, and there were different places where his moon. In one place it said his moon was in Sagittarius, and in the other it said that it is in Capricorn. So, if I have to follow my intention, my intuition, actually what I see very prominent in him is his Aries energy, is that he is an Aries. He's an Aries sign. So, and I believe that he has a lot of planets in Aries. He has, I believe is his Mercury and also his Venus are in Mars, and then are in Aries, and his Mars it's in Virgo. So, I mean, he could potentially have a moon in Capricorn in the sense that there are a lot of members that have a moon in Capricorn. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was one of them as well. So, but since I'm not sure, I'm going to just stick to his Aries energy and just based on that. And probably his Mars in Virgo. So let's talk a bit about the archetype that he got. He has the card of a slave, virgin, and scribe. So yes, we are starting feeling a bit sorry for ourselves. In the sense that actually this card really definitely makes me believe that he could potentially have a moon in Capricorn. In the sense because of this slave archetype and this virgin archetype, it's like there's something about his inner emotions or probably his inner fire, or because he's an Aries sign, so obviously he's very passionate and he's very straightforward and he's very energetic. He has a lot of energy, he has a lot of power, and he has a lot of will to do things, to make things happen for himself. But at the same time, I feel like he feels like a slave of his emotions. And since the Virgin card is here, probably he feels also a slave to his desires. I believe a subscriber actually told me that they are all the members are religious or come from a family that they have like a religious background. So I don't know if this has to do with this kind of a restriction when it comes to his passions. And this is why he feels like he is a slave to his own desires, in the sense that he would wish he could express that spontaneous, fiery kind of character of himself. And also that he would wish he could be more expressive and affectionate. There's something that is holding him back from actually expressing, or maybe he is afraid of being too passionate or being too affectionate or being too intense. So there's something about, there's a disconnection between what he really feels inside and what he shows in the outer world. Probably a lot of people that spend time with him can actually sense that he is a bit awkward when it comes to talk about feelings, or probably he doesn't like to be that touchy. He doesn't like people to touch him or to be all over him. He just feels it's like he almost like rejects them, like and even physically it's like you can sense in his body language that he doesn't like people to invade his personal space. um, so there's something about his emotions and about him not having the confidence, or him not feeling he feeling that it's not right to feel the intensity that he feels when it comes to his emotions. This is why he is like he holds himself back. He's like he tries to put a mask where he wants to act like he's cool, like he's detached, like he's the cool guy that doesn't get attached to anyone and breaks everyone's heart because he's not interested. And actually, yes, he is. But he plays hard to get. This is what I feel from him. He plays hard to get. And actually this ruins a lot of possibilities, or actually a lot of advances for him, because it's like when he does make the advances, it does look a bit aggressive, because it's like he is not patient with his own desires. So it's like if he probably feels a lot for someone, he will probably will come too strong towards that person, because and he would look even intimidating, because it's like he doesn't know how to regulate how he feels. So he could actually become a bit aggressive, or a bit like too blunt, in order to try to not be too soft, or not be too obvious that he is interested. So there's like a duality here. There's actually he fears relationships. There's a big fear of relationships. He just feels like he isn't ready yet, or probably that he hasn't met the one. I think that he definitely needs someone that can be compassionate and that can be sensitive towards him, because he needs to be comfortable to open up. And actually, he needs to know that he trusts that person, and that that person is going to understand him, or is going to accept him for who he really is, and not his fame. So there's also something here about his status as a celebrity. So I don't know if maybe he had seen a few relationships, or a few meaningful connections or friendships being ruined, actually, because of his fame, or him being an idol. And this is why he just tries to shield himself, and he doesn't want to go there yet. I think he will when he's ready, but for now he's in this virgin archetype. He's like he doesn't want even people to look at him, and it's weird because he takes care of a lot of his body. I believe that he is very probably he works out, or he takes care of a lot of his appearance. So it's a bit weird that actually he does take care of this aspect of himself, but at the same time he doesn't like to be looked at. It's like he doesn't like people to stare at him. He's a bit weird in this sense. There's a lot of contradictions. And also, I have the feeling that he has like a lot of frustration inside of himself, because he doesn't even know what he wants. So here with the scribe archetype, obviously he could probably be someone that he likes to spend time on his own, and probably write his own thoughts, or try to write down lyrics, or he tries to write down probably phrases that actually inspire him, or trying to write a song or compose a song. I think that he definitely tries to keep all these things to himself. He's not very talkative when it comes to emotions, but he definitely is a good writer. There's something about him that he is very good with words, and also that he definitely takes his time. He's very meticulous. He's very like very uh, detailed. Everything that he writes has like a good development, and everything makes sense and in his writing. So he would probably like evade himself and write about his experiences. But I have the feeling that he's very protective of his intimacy, or at least about how he really feels. So it's really hard to actually get close to him. It's really hard to actually like to see the real him, because um he just fears to be seen. There's something about him being seen as vulnerable, or him being seen. He has this fear of having this appearance of being weak because of having emotions. And actually this is a wrong preconception that he has about himself, or about being emotional, or about having an emotional and sensitive nature. There's something about him that he definitely tries to portray like he's the tough guy, or that he is like an alpha male. And also this has to do with the fact that he is an Aries, and Aries, it's a very masculine energy, and it's a very bland energy. It's the warrior of the zodiac. It's the starter. It's the initiator. So Aries doesn't hold back. Aries doesn't wait for anyone to actually give him permission to do anything. He just goes and does what he wants and when he wants to. So probably he has this kind of attitude that he can be a bit selfish at times, a bit like as if he was this like giant, or this big kid at heart, this very a bit childish also. But it's because he just needs to learn to be gentle. There's something about him that he definitely needs to learn to be gentle, to be a bit softer. I think that there's something about him that he's like, no, I have to keep this image. I have to keep my guard down, because it's like as if he's ready to fight you. I don't know why, but he has this very like boxer attitude, like he's ready to punch you. He's like holding his fist up just in case. So it's really funny. So let's go with the tarot cards that came out for June. He has the Ace of Cups. I'm sorry, I'm getting used to this new tarot deck that I'm using. So I'm looking at the pictures, and I'm like learning about their style, which I love. And probably you're going to see me using this deck a lot because this is new, so I want to get used to it. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Temperance, the Hierophant, the Queen of Swords, the Empress, the Chariot, the King of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Four of Cups. So definitely we are starting with something very emotional. It's like a beginning of emotion. Definitely he's going through a period of healing. There's a period he's like moving on. He's like starting to become a bit more emotional, and to be more welcoming about and more open about emotions. So I don't know what is it. Probably is this experience that they're having now with the show, that somehow he's becoming more like attached uh, to his team members, and he's becoming like more acceptance, more he's like developing much more feelings for the members, especially because of all the effort and all the synastry of the work of the group that they are had been developing, and they had been working so hard these last months. So even though it's hard for them physically, he feels like this is like a rebirth for the group, for the group's relationship, for the group's bond, for the group's connection. I think that he is starting to feel again an emotional connection to the members. So I don't think that it's like because they never seen each other before, but I think that this is the first time in a very long time that actually they gathered together to do all this training and all this creative process and all this, and also meeting with new people, like adapting, like trying to flow with new situations and new circumstances. I think he's definitely opening his heart chakra. I think he's definitely starting to feel a bit more appreciative, like he's starting to realize how important it is the group is for him, and it's making him feel a bit emotional, to be honest. I see a lot of that he's allowing himself to feel a bit like like a knot in the throat. He's starting to feel a lot of emotions that I think that he had been oppressing for so long. Because, and this, if he cries, it's not tears of sadness. To the contrary, these are tears of happiness, because I feel like there's something about him here with the Hierophant. I don't know if it's his upbringing or something very, like a very strict force is actually the one that has like taught him that he doesn't need to be emotional, or that he needs to control his emotions, because it's not good to cry, or it's not good to show emotions. And you know what's funny? I have the feeling that when he was young, when he was a child, that he used to be a crybaby. I have the feeling that when he was young, he used to cry a lot for all the different reasons that you can imagine. For a tantrum, for getting attention, for fighting with probably other siblings. Um, I have the feeling that he had always used tears to gain attention or to gain something, and probably this was why maybe someone in his family, or someone like a father figure or a grandpa or an uncle, someone really strong and structured and traditional, probably like the head of the family, like the important of male figure, was like, you don't have to be like that. You have to be a man. Men don't cry. Something like that. Or you don't have to be something like telling him that he is a coward. So he got that experience that actually was very traumatic. So he somehow associated that if you cry, you're a coward, and that he doesn't have to be that way. Um, and now with the Queen of Swords, the Empress, and the Chariot, I have the feeling that he definitely feels is going to feel very inspired by this experience to actually move on with a lot of projects. I believe he does want to do something in solitary. He wants to release a song, or release some kind of he wants to talk about his feelings. I think he wants to pour all these emotions into lyrics, into a very meaningful song that he can talk, and that he can like be expressive about this new world of emotions that he's accepting, and somehow he's welcoming into his life. And he feels really good about himself. I think that he feels like more ready to actually being like, okay, let's get back to work. Okay, let's be more active. Let's do more things. Like let's engage a bit more, because I have the feeling that the group had been waiting for a while to actually be active again. It's like as if they were waiting for their turn to come. I don't know why, but somehow there was a moment where he somehow lost hope about them actually like coming with a comeback or coming with something new. And then finally the opportunity of this show came up, and now this is having like an impact on their job and on their possible projects and future projects. So he's now able to actually being really excited to work, to put his ideas into actions, which he loves to do, because he's an Aries. He loves to make things happen and not just stay with the ideas that are running around your mind. He wants to make something. He wants to move forward. He is an action orientated person. He is very energetic, but somehow he was losing touch. He was like in a place where he was like in this resting period that actually I don't think that the group actually wanted that period, but this is what they got back then, so they receive it. And yes, here with the Queen of Wands and the Eight of of um of Cups, Eight of Wands, sorry, and the Three of Cups, I have the feeling that yes, he will be able to be really successful and feel really passionate about his creation, and actually wanting to actually release as much, and expose himself a lot, and probably like participating in other shows and showing himself more, and showing like a more outgoing side of himself, a more passionate side of himself. But at the same time, I feel like all this inner fire and inner desire and inner drive that he will experience, it will start really fast, and he will see the results, and suddenly it's going to be a stop. Because here with the four of cups, I have the feeling here that yes, he will experience a lot of probably a good receptance when it comes to his work or when it comes to his actions. But there's something about emotions that he's not going to feel 100% satisfied. There's going to be like some he's not going to feel the pleasure actually, but it's because actually he's hiding himself behind all these activities. It's like he's not facing his true feelings. So I think that definitely he needs to review that. He needs to review why his heart chakra is so closed, why he's so numb emotionally, what's going on with him, what's going on with his way of feeling, why he's not allowing himself to be vulnerable. And also I have the feeling that there was also moments that he definitely felt some kind of sadness, a very deep sadness, so that he tried to compensate and he tried to hide that. But actually this is coming back. It's coming back, and it's actually like it's presenting in his life as this Four of Cups, feeling like nothing is good enough, or nothing is like fulfilling enough for you. So I think he definitely needs to work on his emotions. He definitely needs, more than going out there and doing things or like doing activities, physical activities, he needs to dive into his emotional world. He needs to connect with his emotions. He needs to talk about how he feels. He needs to be able to express himself. And if he is fearful, or if he is distrustful, he can definitely find like a therapist or someone that can actually be like, okay, you can talk to me. This is confidential. No one is here to judge you. He definitely needs that kind of secure environment for him in order for him to open up. So this is all I have for June. I hope that you enjoy it. And if you did, please give it a like. And I would appreciate, as always, your feedbacks. I appreciate very much. I learned so much from these talented people and artists, and I love to read for them. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.